pretty start to the day. Look at that, lovely. Worth getting up for. Tip. This is like a 7-ton tank. There's 3 sections on this tank, and I'll drop the middle one right down. Drop the middle one right down. It's funny when you know you've been watched, you fail. Be a little bit out of line with a trailer. You can sort of generally pull the tip in to get it nearer, or lean the machine over to get it further. Nice clean load. so the soil's not crumbing. It's just gone to that dry stage where it's baked out. Yeah, so I'm personally not used to harvesting dust like this. It's not normal. Tend to be late harvesters. Not quite comfortable with it. I like a good moist soil. You get padding on the webs, or the soil stuck to the webs, and it makes a padding. Far less damage. There's not a lot of padding at the minute. So we've got to keep the machine full to stop bruising. Maybe you want some potatoes to bruise on, do they? There it is. Got it. Sun's not totally out yet, but it won't be long. That's just telling them the tank's 80% full, possibly 90. It's telling me I'm full. You're alright, a few more in yet.
That field in front of us almost the SFI. Look, I thought that was rain the other week.
It looks like a brassica though.
Yeah, I don't know what that white stuff is, but it's bloody willing to grow. And everywhere you put it, it always grows. No matter how dry it is, either.
That's the white stuff. Good establishment. So on the front, this is the auto steering, so this keeps it level with a row. I'll just zoom out a bit. There we go. So they follow the top of the row, and that keeps it bang on track. And then, due to my old Standard Harvester that had tyre die-below depth rollers, they were still the best I've ever experienced. So I had them, I made this modification to this and had tyres grafted onto this machine. And that way, instead of a steel drum, when you get sticky clay, they self-clean. Except if you're straight after a shower, they can be a bit tacky, but then anything would. Here's the shares. You can see everything's dry and dusty. It's just, I'm uncomfortable with it. So this should slide off the share straight onto the web. If that's a little bit too low, they can bruise. And that flow goes up here. And this is for turnings. This turns it around 90 degrees and represents it for agitation stuff on this first main web. And then if you see into the back there, you just about see the transition. That's the second main web. All webs are 40mm at the minute to keep soil in, but frankly I could go down with a few more mils to keep more soil in, but then I'd hold more clod in, so it's a bit of a trade-off. So yeah, 3 webs. On our particular format, we have a double multi-set because we have too many filled-in ditches and stuff, which have bricks in and lumps of sharp stone, which tear RS rollers to pieces. So I went for the double multi-set option. So we have 4 rows of polyurethane. Not polyurethane. So the grey ones are polyurethane. These are black, something else. I'm sure there's an element of polyurethane in it. So there's 4 lots of rollers in this bank, and then the second bank is, repeat of the first, and you can alter the angles between the two. At the minute, I'm set so it's got a bit of fall on the first one onto the second one to spread the workload a bit. There's a bit of water dripping there because I'm spraying water on the rollers to keep them slippy. From this angle, this is underneath, so it's not the best illustration. I might jump in, but there's a clod roller there, and that's running counter directional to this roller. I'll get up top. There you can see the plain roller, the smaller one here. That's what you call the clod roller, I just showed underneath. And that's running that way against the flow of traffic. And the big roller is running this way. So it has a nip action there. God forsake, if you put your hand in there while it's running, it would pull you through like paper through a shredder. So, say stop procedures need to happen, and don't go up here if the engine's running. So there's 8 rows of those rollers doing that, of cleaning. Phenomenally brilliant. And also that roller there can lift up and down, in and out. So the flexibility is just incredible. The bulk of the machine's weight sits on this class track, or class challenger, or caterpillar track. It's been pretty good. Just serviced it actually. There's a whole heap more oils and stuff than you'd ever imagine in it. Oh, it's lost a bolt. Or has it? No, it hasn't. Going round to the elevator side, it sits on a big tyre. Why? Some people have double row crops, so you can open out and put the 2 row crops like you would on any American or Canadian row crop tractor. Dual row crops. I went for just maximum flotation. There's pluses and minuses to both. In here sits a 300 and something horsepower Merc engine. And then another big tyre in the front, and again these can be spec'd with double row crops or just a big fat mama tyre. If I was to go 4 row, most machines now have row crops on the front, and I'm struggling to warm to it in the wet, and these wet freaky conditions happen more commonly now, and I'd like to go bigger and get done quicker, but the trade-off is row crops in the front. A trade-off also is your axle weights go up. You don't want to be over 10 tonne per axle because it puts the weight down to an unrepairable level. This is a relatively low this is probably the lightest footprint machine on the market, which is a huge plus. There's 3 points of anchorage with a huge ground footprint. You can just see how that back one's squelching up. So the weight's really well dissipated. If I plod up the steps, there's my water tanks here for the drip, made by Lishman at Bourne. It's very local to me. If you so desire, there's picking off. Rarely put people up here, but I will this year because I've got a particularly stony field. I just cannot let the stone crash into there, so we'll pick that out reluctantly, but I really don't like labour up here. There's space for 4 people if you care to. But this is the best place to see cuts. I just look down there, and I've just had to shallow it because there's an area just back there where it's just so baked and waterlogged at planting. It's obviously pretty horrible now, and you just have I've skimmed one. So we had a nice little rain yesterday. We've got nice, more, well, I'd say a little rain. Everywhere else in the country has like 4 to 5, 6 inches. We only had a few mil, but it's just enough to make all the difference. I'm just keen to press on now while it's there, because a few days and it'll be gone. I'll just show you what I mean. So inside, this has got a mat of pure soil on this digger web, and then it turns the soil 90 degrees onto the first main web. This is where you need the protection. So on there now, I've got a nice layer of sticky soil on the web. Very important to me, that is. It's just like a natural sponge. Somebody's getting it. We're not picking today. A lot of rain in the night. But whew, that's Peterborough way over there. Yeah, they're getting it. Mega lightning a minute ago. Weird. This morning looked like traditional winter's day, like a February wet day, and then this afternoon it's as hot as you want. Jumper's soon gonna have to come off. But yeah, more rain tonight, so we'll see how it all changes in a couple of days. Just about to have another go. Feeling the strain a bit now. Well, look at that! What a lovely way to finish the day. Lovely evening. Did alright in the end. We've got probably about 12 loads out this afternoon, which, with a wet start how it was, is far from a write-off, so I'll take that. Not making any mess. Sample's pretty nice as well, so I'll just show you that. There we go. Yeah, machine's nice and padded now, so I'm a lot happier in regards to damage. This is more of a clay-based, bordering on mineral field at the edge of the fen, and oh, look at how rosy it looks. Not been potatoes for a long time, so yeah, it shows in the sample. I think we got off lightly with the rain. A lot of folk were washed out, so I'm quite relieved and pleased.